Here at the Giver Marketing Network, we don't leave you drifting out in space. We connect you to a coach who will help you build and grow your marketing business. Our process acts as a guide on how to connect with other businesses, maintain good relations, and establish a presence on the Giver Marketing Network. Each member within this collaborative group will have the opportunity to leverage your talent and influence, a true network effect. If you are looking to collaborate on more projects, welcome to the Giver Marketing Network, the most trusted and highest rated collective of specialists on the planet. Here we have a group of like-minded professionals who focus on making valuable introductions and helping each other grow by teaming up. Imagine Upwork meets a network and a coach. The talent collectively includes services like visibility and SEO, creating logos, designing websites, managing social media, outreach messaging, visual storytelling, and much more. Think of what you could do with laser-focused allies, strengthening your business while offering your talents to the entire network. Click near this video for more information.
Welcome to another Giver Marketing Tuesday broadcast where we share our knowledge and experience so you can elevate your marketing and your organization. I'm Christine Deane, Team Director at Giver Marketing Network. Now let's dive into our special episode with a little help from my friends.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another Giver Marketing Tuesday broadcast. And a huge shout out to our partners like H7 and Unicorn Universe. We absolutely love broadcasting every week to great places like Selling with Dignity, Oh Yes I Can Women in Business, Around North Dallas Business Networking, and Believers with Something to Sell. Seriously, so many great spots. If you want us to broadcast to your location, just let us know. Because together, the tide rises for all of us. This is our give back, and we really, really want to see you succeed. But before we dive into today's topic, we have to start with something that is absolutely essential. To every single veteran out there, we want to just take a moment and say it directly. Thank you. Thank you for your service to our nation. So today, in honor of Veterans Day, we're going to focus on an incredible and powerful transition. We're talking about shifting from a life of service in uniform to becoming a leader and a business owner right here in the marketplace. Now, let's be really clear about something. Veteran success in business, this isn't just a feel-good story. No, it is a proven economic powerhouse. And the numbers behind what we call the veteran advantage, honestly, they're staggering. Okay, first, just try to wrap your head around the sheer scale of this. Right now, there are over 2.5 million veteran-owned businesses operating in the United States. Let that sink in. That is a massive footprint of entrepreneurs. And we're not talking about small side hustles here. We're talking about serious economic muscle. These companies generate an estimated $884.5 billion a year. That's billion with a B. It's an incredible impact that drives innovation across our entire economy. And the impact doesn't stop with the revenue. It's about people. It's about jobs. These businesses are major job creators, employing 3.2 million people all across the country. The big takeaway here is that veteran entrepreneurship is truly a major engine for our national prosperity. So you see these incredible numbers, and it begs the question, right? What is the secret sauce? What is it about military service that creates such a powerful foundation for building a successful business? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple, but it's also really profound. Your time in uniform. It was one of the best, most intense business schools you could have ever possibly attended. You were trained and tested in ways that, frankly, civilian life just rarely matches. You see, you come to the table with this unique set of high-demand skills that translate perfectly to the business world. We like to call them your built-in business superpowers. Seriously. And just look at how directly these skills translate. It's almost a one-to-one match. Leadership under stress? Yeah, that's called managing a company. Unmatched discipline and focus? That's how you build rock-solid operating procedures and maintain financial health. Resilience and adaptability? That's the key to being agile when the market inevitably shifts. And execution under pressure? Look, that's everything. It's the difference between a great idea and a great company. So, when you put it all together, that massive scale of 2.5 million businesses, combined with these elite, ingrained, and battle-tested skills, what do you get? You get something that is absolutely undeniable in the market. You get the veteran advantage.
Okay, so you've got the mindset, you have the leadership, you have the grit. That's the foundation. But where do you go from there? Where do you find the specific, practical tools you need to actually launch and grow in the civilian world? And that is exactly where we're going next. We're going to give you a roadmap. We've taken this huge landscape of support systems and resources and organized it all into 4 clear, essential pillars to guide you. And here they are. This is your new mission briefing: funding, training, contracting, and marketing. The biggest thing to take away today is that the skills you already have give you a powerful head start. The path from service to CEO is a proven one. We're going to dive deep into each one of these pillars to give you the tools you need to navigate it. Today, we're talking about a different kind of mission: the shift from service in the military to leadership in the marketplace. If you're a veteran ready to become a business owner, your first objective is almost always the toughest: securing that initial funding. So let's get you a mission plan. Let's map out exactly how to get it done. So you've got the core skills, you have the training, you've got the right mindset, but every great idea, every single mission runs smack into the same logistical challenge right out of the gate. And yup, that hurdle is funding. We are going deep on the most critical pillar of support for any new business: access to capital. Let's break down your options one by one. Now, here's the thing you got to understand. The government doesn't usually just hand out loans directly. What it does is way more important. It reduces the risk for the lenders. Think of it like they're co-signing for you, which makes it a whole lot easier for you to get that financing. Your first stop, your main objective, should be the Small Business Administration, or the SBA. The SBA's Veterans Advantage program is a game changer. It slashes fees on its 2 main loan types. You've got the 7A loan, which can go up to a massive $5 million, and it comes with reduced fees. But if you need funding faster, the SBA Express loan goes up to $500,000. And for veteran-owned businesses, that upfront guarantee fee is often completely waived. That's real money back in your pocket right from the start. And hey, quick heads up, especially for those of you looking at the manufacturing world, mark your calendars. Starting October 1st, 2025, that's for fiscal year 2026, the SBA is waiving most of the upfront fees for small manufacturers. That is a fantastic opportunity to keep on your radar. Okay, before you walk into any lender's office, you need your briefing materials ready. That means you've got to know the 5 C's of credit. Now, veterans often have a huge leg up on the first C, character. That comes with the territory. The areas you really need to focus on are proving your capacity to repay the loan and having your own capital ready to invest. You've got to go in prepared. Loans are a fantastic start, for sure, but they're not the only play in the book. Next up, grants and awards. This is what we call non-dilutive capital. And that's the best kind of funding there is, because it's the kind you don't have to pay back. The great news is the landscape here is just filled with amazing organizations specifically created to support vetrepreneurs. And listen, they don't just write checks. They provide mentorship, exposure, and a community, a new squad to help you succeed. So let's run through some of the key players. Warrior Rising is a huge one, providing grants and all kinds of support. You've got pitch competitions like the VetCon Business Plan competition that offer cash prizes. Hiring Our Heroes gives out larger grants, $10,000, even $25,000. And hey, if you're in a vocational rehab program, the VA's self-employment track might even have grants to get you started. All right, finally, let's talk about the third type of funding. Now, this one's a little different. This is for those of you who are building a scalable startup with really high growth potential. We're talking about equity. So what is equity, really? Put simply, you're trading a piece of the ownership in your company for 2 absolutely critical things. 1, the capital you need to grow super fast. And 2, the strategic expertise and the network that an experienced investor brings to the table. And you better believe there are investment firms that focus specifically on founders with your exact background. Hires and Strivers is an angel group that only funds companies led by military academy grads. The Veteran Fund is a VC firm writing checks from $250,000 up to $1 million for early-stage tech companies. And for businesses that are a bit more established, Veteran Ventures Capital provides that later-stage growth equity. Now this point is so important. Funding doesn't happen in a vacuum. Organizations like Bunker Labs are absolutely vital because they build the network. They're the connectors. They're the ones who put you in the room with the investors who are actively looking for companies led by veterans. Your network is a force multiplier. Never forget that.
You know, everything in your military career, the discipline, the planning, the leadership, it has all prepared you for this moment. Just think of your business plan as your new operations order. You already have the training to execute it. So there you have it. You've got the map to the 3 main paths for funding: government-backed loans, grants you don't have to repay, and high-growth equity. The intel has been gathered, the mission is a go. So the only question left is, which path will you take first? So you've got this incredible skill set from your time in the military, but how do you actually turn that into a successful business? Well, that's what we're here for. Think of this as your new training mission. We're going to lay out a step-by-step guide to the training and mentorship you need as a veteran entrepreneur. All right, let's just get right to it, because this is the big question, right? You've got the discipline, you've got the leadership, you know how to execute under pressure, no doubt about that. But the civilian business world, it's a whole different language. We're talking profit and loss statements, digital marketing, MVPs. So think of what we're doing here as your bridge, the way to get from one world to the next. And you know what? That is 100% true. Your service was basically a high-intensity business school, an MBA in just getting stuff done. What we're talking about today doesn't replace that. Not at all. It's the civilian curriculum you need to take all that power and aim it in the right direction. Okay, so every mission needs a starting point, right? A rally point where everybody gets on the same page. For you, as a veteran entrepreneur, that foundational training is already laid out. And the best part? It's easy to get to. And here it is. This is your day one, the SBA's Boots to Business program, or BTB. If you're still in or just getting out, it's already built into the Transition Assistance Program. Super convenient. It's a straight-up, no-fluff, 2-day crash course on everything you need to know to get started. Seriously, think of it as your mandatory pre-deployment brief, but for the world of business. All right, once you've got those basics locked in, it's time to get specialized. If you're ready to go all in, there are some really top-tier programs out there. These are designed to take you from just having an idea to having a solid, fundable business plan. And the Entrepreneurship Bootcamp for Veterans, or EBV, yeah, this is a major step up. We're not just talking about a weekend workshop. This is a full-on, intense bootcamp. And get this, it's cost-free at some of the best universities in the country. You'll do some work online first, and then it all comes together in week-long residency, right there on campus, building your business with some seriously smart people. Now, what if your mission is in the tech world? Then you've got to check out Vets in Tech. They've got this thing called the 3E framework. That's education, employment, and entrepreneurship. It's all designed to plug you right into the tech ecosystem. They offer training in these super high-demand fields. We're talking cybersecurity, cloud computing, AI. This is literally how you become an operator in the digital economy. And it's also worth pointing out there are really specific programs too, like VWISE. That stands for Veteran Women Igniting the Spirit of Entrepreneurship. It's all about providing targeted training and a killer network just for female veterans and military spouses. It's built to tackle their unique challenges and opportunities, head on. So, okay, you've got the training, but you know this better than anyone. No mission is a solo mission. The next step is all about building your squadron, your personal fire team. The training gets you off the starting block for sure, but mentorship, that's what's going to keep you going when things get tough. Yeah, and let's kind of reframe what mentorship really means here. This isn't about admitting you're lost and asking for help. Not at all. It's about being smart. It's about putting together your own personal board of advisors, a team of experts who've been there, done that, and can give you the intel you need to see what's coming. And you can get this support from 2 key places, like right away. First, you've got SCORE. They give you free access to this huge nationwide network of executives. I mean, you can find an expert for pretty much anything. Then you've got your local Veterans Business Outreach Center, or VBOC. They're your boots-on-the-ground support. We're talking face-to-face counseling, connecting you with people right there in your own backyard. And then there's Bunker Labs. You got to think of this place as your forward operating base for entrepreneurship. Their Veterans in Residence program is basically an incubator that puts you right in the trenches with other vets who are on the same mission. It's all about accountability, working together, and that shared understanding of what it takes to build something from the ground up. Okay, so let's recap. The intel's been gathered, the training's done, you've got your support network ready to go. There's really only one thing left. And this is the whole point right here. Your entire military career was about one thing: moving from a plan to action. That is your superpower in the business world. So many people have ideas. The difference between an idea and a company? Execution.
And you've been training for this your entire adult life. So now you have the map. You know about the resources from Boots to Business all the way to Bunker Labs. The mission is clear. The training is laid out. So my question to you is, what's your first move? What are you going to do this week? If you're a veteran entrepreneur, listen up. There is a huge, powerful opportunity waiting for you, one that really leverages your unique background like nothing else. We're talking about government contracting, and in this breakdown, we're going to show you exactly how you can make the United States government your #1 biggest customer. Just look at this number for a second, $718.9 million. Now, this isn't some made-up number. This is a real-world contract for ServiceNow software licenses that was awarded to a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business. I mean, this is the sheer scale of the opportunity we are talking about here. It's massive. So let's just ask that question. What if the single largest buyer of goods and services on the entire planet wanted to do business with you? Because honestly, that's the reality. The US government isn't just some potential client out there. They are actively, deliberately looking to give contracts to veteran entrepreneurs. Right, so this brings us to the core idea. The federal government is without a doubt your biggest possible customer. But here's the thing, and this is important. Veteran-owned businesses have a unique, built-in advantage. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's a structured system that's literally designed to work for you. And check this out. This isn't just some friendly suggestion or a nice-to-have goal. It is a legal mandate. This 3% rule creates something like a preferred buyers club, and only certified businesses can even compete for these specific contracts, which are called set-asides. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do I get into this club? Well, it all comes down to one single key that unlocks the door. It's a mandatory certification. So let's talk about this VetCert gatekeeper that you have to get through to get access. So what is VetCert? It's the official stamp of approval from the Small Business Administration, the SBA. It verifies your status as either a veteran-owned or a service-disabled veteran-owned small business. And let me be clear. Without this certification, you can't bid on those set-aside contracts. It is the absolute, non-negotiable first step. Now, the process might sound a little intimidating, but it really just boils down to these 3 key moves. First, you go to the MySBA portal online. Second, you get all your critical documents together, and we're going to talk a little more about that in a second. And third, you submit and you track it. See, when you break it down like that, the mission is way more manageable. All right, so you've done the work, you've gotten certified. What does that VetCert actually unlock for you? Well, it gets you into a multi-billion-dollar marketplace where you have a clear, legally mandated advantage over the competition. The potential here is just, well, it's life-changing. We already saw that $718 million contract. Here's another one, $404 million for IT support. Then you've got this thing called the GSA Vets 2 contract. Think of it as a special gateway for IT services where, get this, 100% of the certified veteran-owned businesses on that contract have received an award. The proof is right there in the numbers. Okay, so what's the catch, right? There's always a catch. Well, the biggest challenge for most people isn't that they lack the skills or have a bad business idea. It's the paperwork, the administrative hurdles. So let's tackle the biggest one head on, the paperwork trap. First off, let's just set some expectations. The average processing time for a VetCert application is 60 to 90 days. Now, this isn't a glitch in the system. You just have to see it as part of the process. You need to build this timeline into your mission plan from day one. Don't wait until you find a contract you want to bid on. Start this process now. Okay, I need you to really pay attention to this. The #1 reason applications get delayed or even rejected is super simple: incomplete or inaccurate paperwork. I'm talking about things like missing corporate minutes or unsigned documents that prove you actually own and control the business. Get all your ducks in a row before you even think about starting that application. But here's the really good news. You do not have to figure all this complex stuff out on your own. Just like in the military, you've got a support team. There are free, expert resources out there right now designed specifically to help you win. Think of this slide as your strategic playbook. It's a simple 4-point mission plan. 1, get certified with VetCert. 2, understand the goal, that 3% mandate. 3, get help from the experts. And 4, get trained so you can master the system. This is your entire strategy, all on one screen. So who exactly is on this support team?
First up, you've got Apex Accelerators. These folks are free, local experts who will help you with all the nitty-gritty stuff: registration, finding contracts, preparing your bids. Then, when you're ready to level up, there's the Veteran Institute for Procurement, or VIP. This is more like executive level training to help you master the skills to not just win, but successfully manage those huge federal contracts. So let's bring it all home. Your time in the military trained you to plan, to adapt, and most importantly, to execute. This is just your next mission. The system is there. The support is waiting for you. The only question left is, are you ready? All right, if you've gone from serving our country to building your own company, then consider this your new mission briefing. We are diving deep into your marketing and branding plan, how to translate your service into sales, build that rock-solid trust, and really establish your command in the digital world. Let's get to it. You know, this quote just absolutely nails it. Trust, integrity, accountability, these aren't just buzzwords. For you, they're your most powerful assets, and they've been baked into who you are since day one of your service. In the marketplace, that's an immediate signal that sets you leagues apart from everyone else. So let's break this down. Why exactly is your service a brand superpower? I mean, to really use it, you first have to understand the incredible value it automatically communicates to every single potential customer out there. And here's the thing, this advantage isn't just for one type of customer. It doesn't matter if you're selling to other businesses, B2B, or directly to consumers, B2C. That built-in reputation for trust and getting the mission done, it gives you a serious head start. Okay, now for what is maybe the most crucial step, translating your service into actual value. This is all about taking your military occupational specialty, your MOS, and turning it into a clear message that civilian customers don't just understand, but actually care about. This right here, this is the question every single veteran entrepreneur has to answer. It's not about just listing your MOS on a website, right? It's about connecting your unique training directly to a customer's pain points. So how do you actually build that bridge? Well, this is how you do it. This is how you make it tangible. Think about it. Your discipline and readiness to a customer, that means reliability and on-time delivery. Period. Your experience with mission planning, that's their guarantee of superior project management. And that integrity that's just core to who you are, that becomes trust and total transparency in your pricing. Always remember, you're selling the benefit, not just listing the skill. And of course, how you talk about this value totally changes depending on who you're talking to. For B2B clients, you're going to want to focus on professional content, case studies, white papers, things that prove your reliability. For consumers, though, it's about building an emotional connection through powerful stories about your commitment and your service. All right, so we've got the message framed up. Now let's talk about building instant credibility. This is all about using the official tools at your disposal to immediately signal to the world that you are a verified veteran-owned business. This logo right here, this is your seal of approval. It's your mark of trust. So your first action item, your first order, get certified through the Small Business Administration's Vet Cert program. Once you earn it, this thing goes everywhere. Your website, your trucks, your business cards, you name it. Action number 2 is just as critical. Get listed. You see, major corporations and even government agencies, they use directories like Novoba and buyveteran.com to find businesses just like yours. If you're not in there, you're basically invisible to a huge market that is actively trying to find you. Okay, time to shift gears and talk about your online presence. In today's market, let's be real, your digital footprint is your forward operating base. So we're going to cover the essential tools you need for your online mission plan. Here it is, your 3-step plan for digital command. First, you have to claim your territory with a free Google business profile. This is absolutely non-negotiable for local search. Second, engage your audience where they are. LinkedIn for B2B, maybe Facebook for B2C. And third, reinforce your position by getting listed in key local directories to build consistency and authority. So let's just hammer this home. The foundation of your digital marketing is this: a Google business profile so people can find you, social media so you can engage with them, and local directories to build up your authority. Mastering these 3 tools is absolutely essential. And hey, here's a pro tip for you on social media. Using hashtags like #VeteranOwned or #Vetrepreneur, it isn't just about keywords. It's about plugging your business directly into a massive, supportive community that is actively looking to connect with and support you. It's a game changer. Now this
This is a critical detail you cannot afford to overlook. Search engines like Google, they reward consistency. So if your name, address, and phone number, what we call your NAP, are identical everywhere, Google, Yelp, your website, your search ranking will improve. It's a simple signal to the algorithms that you're a legitimate, stable business. And finally, don't forget to look in your own backyard. So many states offer powerful incentives. Take Texas, for example. New veteran-owned businesses there can get a 5-year exemption from the state franchise tax. I mean, that is real money that goes right back into your pocket. So do the research, see what your state has to offer. All right, we've gone over the strategy, we've talked about the tools. Now it's time to go from plan to action. It's time to execute. And that is something every veteran understands perfectly. Honestly, there is no better way to put it. The skills are there. The discipline is there. The plan is right here in front of you. All of that training has led to this moment. It is time to execute. So, I'm going to leave you with one final question. Don't try to boil the ocean and do everything at once. Pick one single action from this briefing. Maybe it's starting that VetCert application, maybe it's setting up your Google profile, and commit to getting it done this week. So, what's your mission? We've gathered all the intel, we've surveyed the terrain, and now it's time to lock in that plan of attack for your business. But first, let's get one thing crystal clear. The single most important asset you have for this mission, it's you. Your service has already hardwired you with the courage, the discipline, and the leadership skills you need to crush it as an entrepreneur. Seriously, this isn't about learning to be a leader. It's about deploying those skills in a brand new arena. Okay, so let's start with a quick situation report. We've been mapping the operational landscape for your business, and it's really built on 4 key sectors of support. And these are your 4 foundational pillars. You can think of them as your strategic assets, right? We're talking about getting access to capital, that's your funding. We're talking about training and mentorship, government contracting, a huge opportunity, and of course, marketing and branding. If you can master this terrain, you are absolutely setting yourself up for success. Now, let's talk about maybe the most critical element on any battlefield, your unit. In the business world, this means finding your squadron. Because look, the right network isn't just helpful, it is a force multiplier. It amplifies every single move you make. The core principle here is really, really simple. No mission is accomplished alone. You know this. In the service, you had a unit you could count on. In business, you absolutely need a network. Trying to go it alone? That's just not a winning strategy. So where do you find this squadron? First up, American Corporate Partners, or ACP. Think of this as getting access to some high-level corporate intel. ACP hooks you up with senior leaders for sustained, one-on-one mentorship, and we're often talking for a full year. This is your direct line to understanding how corporate America really works from the inside. Next, especially for those of you who are targeting the federal marketplace, you've got the National Veteran Small Business Coalition, or NVSBC. Now, the key thing to know about them is that they are your advocacy group in Washington. They don't just provide resources, they give you a political voice, and that is critical for navigating the world of government contracting. And finally, you cannot underestimate your digital recon. You know, platforms like LinkedIn are incredibly valuable. You need to get into groups like the Veteran Entrepreneur Network. These are really active communities where you can ask those tactical questions. You can find strategic partners and get real-time feedback from other vets who are right there in the trenches with you. All right, so you have the intelligence, you know your support elements. Now we get to the most important part of this entire brief, your orders. It is time to move from planning to action. This is it. This is the moment. All of your training, all of your preparation, it has all led to this. You know, the only thing that separates a great idea from a successful company is execution. And you are an expert at execution. So here are your immediate action items, one from each of those pillars we talked about. Number 1, get your VetCert from the SBA. This is what unlocks government contracts. 2, call your local Veterans Business Outreach Center, your VBOOK, for that on-the-ground support. 3, start researching the SBA Veterans Advantage loan options. And 4, establish your digital beachhead. Set up or update your Google business profile. Go. And your timeline on this is immediate. There are no extensions. Procrastination? That's not in your vocabulary. Execute on these 4 actions. Get them done this week. I just want to close with this. Thank you. Genuinely. not just for your service to this country, but for the entrepreneurial spirit you are bringing to the marketplace. You are literally building the future of our economy. And hey, for continued support, you can connect with Christine Deane at Giver Marketing. The link is right there for you. That concludes this briefing. Your mission is a go. Now go execute.
And that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us for our special episode of Giver Marketing Tuesday broadcast. And if you're a marketer, PR, or media professional, don't be a lonelypreneur. Come join us on Wednesdays for Networking for Marketers at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. Register once. Save the link on your calendar.